Hello, my name's David Irwin. Welcome to the Smarter Than Yesterday podcast. You're going to hear all about my activities up in the Lake District, where I did 10 marathons in 10 days, each one just under 5 hours. I'll talk to you about how I coped mentally, physically, and also all the other things which they add to you to make sure that you can do this event as best as you possibly can.
Dave, welcome to the podcast, mate. Thank you for joining us. So very excited to have Dave here with us today. So yeah, as you can see there, a load of medals around his neck. Weighing him down. So
and we're going to get into them now.
Take them off, Dave.
We can hear them clinging now, yeah.
One at a time, yeah. How many you got, Dave? One.
Yeah. There's 10 there, isn't there? No, is there? Oh, there is 10, yeah.
Is there 11, Dave?
There are 11 or is there 10?
Did you get a
10?
There is
10 in 10.
Well, I
just one for each marathon.
But I thought you would have got a major. Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. The thing under the table.
Yeah. We'll get that out in a minute.
Yeah.
Just bear with us. Dave's just taking all these medals off.
5,
yeah.
Okay, so they do recognise it.
I recognise one of 5, and that's the 10 in 10.
That's the 10,
right?
Which signals the 262 miles over 10 days, which is remarkable.
Right, it's class, isn't it?
It's a workout doing this, isn't it?
You regret him wearing a hood now, isn't he? That's the thing.
He's looking very much part of the team.
You've done this a few times, Dave.
I have. Yeah. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Brill. I think then before we actually get into the kind of nitty gritty of the podcast, if you just let everyone know who you are, what you do, where you come from, and we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so let's not spoil that bit. We'll save that bit. All right.
So my name's David Irwin. I am a marathon runner. I started my marathons back in 1991.
Wow.
And I enjoy doing marathons. I didn't think I would enjoy the first one. I didn't enjoy the first one, like all of us.
What was the first one?
London. It was London. 91 was London. And I said, my parents actually looked at me as they collected me from the finishing line and said, please don't do another one. You look so ill. So I said, okay, let's give it a couple of years. And sure enough, in a couple of years' time, you forget that it wasn't quite as bad as you thought it might be. Yeah. And then you do another one. And then a couple of years later, you do another one. And then life gets in the way. You get married, have children. So there's a bit of a delay. And then suddenly you think, well, let's go back and revisit the marathon. And so I gradually started doing more marathons. I thought that once you're fit enough to do a marathon, you can do another one a few weeks later, can't you? And that was a big mistake. And I found that the second marathon I did 4 weeks after the first, or one of the ones I was doing, I really suffered big time.
Not physically?
Yeah, I absolutely fell apart at about 20 miles and thought, no, okay, just one a year. Mm-hmm. And then you gradually get to learn actually timing isn't that important, and that if you enjoy these long runs, then start doing a few more of them, but perhaps at a slightly lower pace than you did before.
Yeah.
And I suddenly started enjoying multi-marathons. I went and did 2 marathons in 2 days over a weekend, and I really quite enjoyed that. So I thought, okay, well, let's look at the multi-marathon and join that weird group of people who go off every weekend and do marathons. So I did 2 and 2. Then I was introduced to something called the Quadzilla, which is 4 marathons in over 4 days. Really enjoyed that and got into that, and I've done that for 5 times now.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that particular group. And they said, well, look, you're not really a multi-day marathoner until you've done 10. And I thought, well, that's just too many, isn't it? 10 marathons in 10 days, don't be so stupid.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I went and did something called the Week at the Knees, which is 7 marathons in 7 days. And I thought, actually, I quite enjoyed that 7 days and thought, well, possibly. In the early 2010s, I was doing a London marathon, and this chap gave me a card and said, if you're ever interested in doing multi-marathons, come up to Brathay and do the Brathay 10 in 10. At that time, I completely ignored them and said, no. 10 marathons, that's stupid. No one in their right mind does 10 marathons. But it just sort of, somewhere in the back of your brain, it just niggles away. And when I was doing these multi-marathons, some of the people said, why don't you do the 10 and 10? That's the ultimate. That's the, you're not a multi-day marathoner until you've done your 10. There are lots of 10s now around the country and abroad, but this is the original one. So last year, I thought perhaps I really need to just go and do that one and tick that really big box. So I did.
Right.
It's quite something, isn't it? So do you have a total marathon count to date?
I'm 130.
130. And so you just...
That's including the 10, yeah?
Including the 10, yes.
Fair play.
Have you got one that sticks out for you? Obviously, that first one wasn't necessarily something that you believed you were going to carry on doing, but is there one? I mean, obviously, the 10 and 10 is a massive highlight. Is there any one or a few that stuck out for you? Have you done any outside of this country?
There are always marathons, you remember. There are marathons that are good ones, ones I think you just flow and you think, wow. And there are ones which are absolutely dreadful. Yeah. And I remember... as though this year they were last week, but London is always the one. I've applied for London every year since '91.
You and me both.
Every single year, and of course, we now find it's harder and harder to get into.
Yeah.
But I've done London 7 times, and I still apply again. Hopefully, I might get in. But I've done marathons in New York. I've done marathons in South Africa. I've done marathons abroad in Europe. Probably the midnight marathon in Tromsø. That's
good.
North Norway. Was a bizarre run where you set off at 10 o'clock at night and you run through the night. And of course, you're running past a pub where everyone is coming out drunk and you're still carrying on, and it's daylight because it's 24-hour daylight.
Wow, that is odd.
And that was, again, one of those really bizarre marathons I've done.
So the multi-day marathons, now, I mean, one marathon in itself is pretty taxing on the body, and anyone that's just taken part in London Marathon will know that if it's their first marathon or, their 10th marathon, they know how taxing it is on the body. But I want to talk not just about the physical side of it. With the multi-day, the mental side of it is a big key, isn't it? To be able to go again each day for 4 and 4. I know you've done 7 and 7, and then the 10 and 10. What keeps you going through that?
I think it's mindset, but it's also recovery. Because it takes as long to recover after a 4 or 5 hour marathon. You then need to have 4 or 5 hours to recover so you can go again the next day. Yeah. And it's ticking that box afterwards, making sure you refuel properly, making sure you rest, making sure you get any physio if that's what you need, and making sure you get enough sleep. All those are such important things, which I think you forget once you've done a marathon. Right, fantastic, let's go and have a beer. But actually, if you're doing it again the next day, you just got to think, right, I need to refuel here. I need to rest. I need compression. And you need to keep eating. Yeah. Because when you're doing multi-day events, your appetite starts to go off. Yeah. When you've done one, you think, oh, I'm going to just eat anything. And you eat lots, which is great. But the second and the third and the fourth, that's when your appetite really starts to drop. But you've got to get those calories in for the next day.
Did your process change then for the recovery for the days you've done it? Did you change the process of recovery, or did you stick to the same routine, like have a massage every day at the same time? And so
let's talk about the 10 and 10 and the way that is set up, because that is set up so well.
And it's quite hard to get into that, by the way, isn't it? It's quite a hard...
They only take 20 people. It's been going for 20 years, and only 180 people have ever been successful. Right. Okay. So the attrition rate is about 25%.
Wow. Amazing.
So you've got to go into it with the right mind that you're going to complete it, that you're not too interested in your time, and that you've got time to eat, recover afterwards. So with the 10 in 10, you get given a therapist, a sports therapist student, who is your sports therapist for that whole 10 days. And you get given an hour with them in the morning before your run, and roughly 90 minutes, 2 hours afterwards. And they will then take you through, first of all, a spin bike beforehand, activation again for 15 minutes, and then a very gentle sports physio massage for about half an hour. And then you have your briefing for the marathon, and then you go.
Yeah.
And that's before you've even really started running. Then you do your run, and then after that, while you're eating and drinking, you're spinning down. You then go for your activation again afterwards. Well, it's raw stretching really afterwards, again for 15 minutes. And then you have a massage. It can be anything from half an hour to 45 minutes afterwards.
Right.
It sounds like they really, like, you know, you said 130 people there, but they're backing you. They want you to succeed. They're giving you everything.
They absolutely want you to
all the
succeed.
tools.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, they provide accommodation, they provide food, and you all get together in the evenings and at breakfast. So there's a great sort of camaraderie amongst us all. And the WhatsApp group is just bonkers, full of, you know, everyone taking the mickey out of everyone else.
I suppose you've made some friends for life as
Absolutely.
well doing that, haven't you?
You know,
So,
we're all talking about whether we should do this all again.
right. Yeah. What a bug. What was your favourite part of the recovery process? So mine would be the massage. Having my legs rubbed down
Mine
after
is
a run.
definitely not
No?
the favourite. Oh, goodness.
No, I think
me.
you think it would be, but it
That
hurt.
was so painful.
Oh.
Did
Did it get more painful for it? Yeah.
Yes. I was very lucky that I didn't have too many injuries. My problems was simply my calves and my quads. And trying to iron out the knots in them for someone who isn't quite as young as other people are was so painful. And it worked for me. You just have to go through that discomfort. And, you know, they often ask, you know, how much can you bear? How much pressure can I put here before it's too much? What level is it at? Is it at an 8, 9, 10 yet? But you know that's really important, because when you wake up in the morning and your legs are completely stiff and you start walking, it eases off really very quickly. And I've never really encountered that before.
No. And you said about the dinners. You sent me the picture of the menu. It looked pretty good. Was there a favourite meal of the week?
It was the curry. I know I shouldn't say that, should I? But actually,
No,
they had a really good curry one night.
Full spread poppadoms and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, naans, poppadoms, rice, you name it. It was really good. So yes, it's just important to eat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. And we'll get onto the on-course nutrition in a second, but I guess just lay out the scene for everybody. So this started on the Thursday.
So yeah, we all go up there on the Wednesday.
Yeah. And there is Lake Windermere.
It's just to Lake Windermere.
Yeah.
Right, if anyone knows Lake Windermere, it's right at the very top. There's a huge Georgian house, which is part of the Brathay Trust, and it overlooks Lake Windermere.
Yeah.
Fantastic position. And we all get up there on Wednesday evening. We go through a briefing telling us roughly what we're doing. We have met before because we have a special weekend, a recce weekend in January, when it talks through lots of the logistics of it all, for example, and then we go for a run round the lake.
Nice.
So we have a rough idea that it's actually not as flat as we would hope it to be.
No, I've seen the elevation.
Yes, 600 metres of elevation. 2 very big hills, which you just, for mere mortals like myself, I can't possibly run up those.
Yeah.
For those people at the front of the group, yes, they do run up them. But it's certainly very undulating, I would say.
Yeah.
Is it laps, Dave, is it? Or
Single lap.
single lap?
Yeah.
So you do this route 10 times.
Right.
So that's the Wednesday. You all meet up.
Yep.
And then it kicks off. What time does the gunshot go off on Thursday morning?
So at 7 o'clock, we're all at breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast 7:30. Then we get our bags together.
Yeah.
Go to see our physio between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
9 o'clock is the briefing for the day. Anything to tell us that's different from the day before. And then we walk down to the start, and we start at 9:30.
9:30.
And what happens is each individual has their timer. So you have something called a dibber, basically. So as there are 20 of us, each one goes off. So we have our own individual timing. So you put your timing slot into the box, and then you start running up the road.
Oh, nice.
And then the next one goes, and then the next one goes. And then the 20 of us all disappear up the road.
Nice. And you said that at the race briefing, there might be conversations about what might be different from yesterday. Was there anything that changed during the 7 days, the 10 days?
So we were told right at the very beginning, on day one, the good news is there is no traffic works at all. And there was traffic works every single day.
Oh, wow.
In a different place. And it moved around. And things happen on the route. You know, for example, I was running down one road, and then suddenly I had to stop because the cattle were all coming up the road. So we all had to move to one side, let the cattle through, and then carry on running.
For those that don't run in the UK, this is what we have to deal with.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sheep, cattle,
absolutely.
all of it.
And cars and lorries.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the general public on the cars, pretty good.
Again, like everything, 99% fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait behind, and every now and again, a car comes just that little bit too close to you.
Yeah.
And you've just got to be ready and aware
Yeah.
of what's going on. But generally speaking, everyone was very supportive.
Yeah.
And you have to get used to cars peeping you or tooting you, because they're supportive and they see this thing once a year.
Yeah.
These stupid people go out and run all in the same tops.
Stupid people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And you talked about obviously punching in the time slot, and you're all going off at your own paces.
Yes.
Were you with anybody for some of your runs? For any of your runs, was it solo? Was it isolated?
So most of the runs you do pretty isolated on your own. You start off together, you're having a chat to someone else. They may slow down slightly. You may feel you want to go on a little bit faster.
Yeah.
You may get to a slight undulation and they will probably walk that bit and you want to run that bit. So you actually, in the end, you split up quite a lot. And you probably run, I would say, 2/3 of it on your own.
Yeah.
Right. It's quite a lonely 10 days. Then.
It
Could
is.
be possibly,
yeah.
During
But
the race
then-
in itself, but then you get together at night time.
Absolutely. You all meet up afterwards at the finishing line.
Cool. Take me back a little bit, Dave, before the event then. So you're obviously a very experienced marathoner. You've got those under your belt, but you've still looked at us at SPC for the advice, a bit of coaching. Alex was your coach for this. I was a bit of strength and conditioning coach for you. So why, with that experience of all those marathons behind you, did you choose to take a coach?
I think I need someone to tell me what to do rather than me telling myself what to do. And when I'm retired now. I have plenty of time. I have too much time. I will go and do too much. And I need someone to say, this is what you need to do. You need to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
You need to do a more active session, because when you're self-coached, you just tend to go out and go for a run. But I think if someone says, look, you need to do some speed work here, you need to do only an hour, no more than an hour, you need to not go and do 2 hours of cycling as well as go for a run. So I need someone just to say to me, you need to pull that back a bit and just do what I say.
Yeah, so two things from that probably is going to be structure and accountability.
Yeah.
Those two things is what. So you said, was there any times during the coaching then that he kind of went off on a tangent, you had to pull him back a little bit, Alex?
Well, I was going to say at the start, I think when the three of us jumped on the call, the cycling was the big area that that you identified to us that you're going to need to be, hold account to, pull back on, because cycling is something that you love doing socially, and it's very good and used in a cross-training way, but not too much of it, is it? No. So I don't think there was many days, to be honest with you. It might have just been the odd cycle. Maybe the Monday we had the cycle, the strength conditioning, and the yoga, and it was like we had to really tune in with the feedback of each other on the injuries that you carried through training. But more than that, it was, generally was pretty smooth.
I was very conscious that I couldn't just jump on for a couple of hours having a chat with someone. I was very conscious that I shouldn't push it too hard, and I did a lot of my cycling at a very low level, so my TSS wasn't particularly high as a result of that, and conscious that you were in the back of my brain saying, just calm down, David, just calm down, take your time.
Accountability.
Yes.
Again, there it is.
Yeah.
How you did, I touched on the strength and conditioning with myself. How you did the strength and conditioning, you've mentioned yoga, that kind of stuff. How does that play part of the bigger picture? Because you don't just go out and run, you don't just go out and cycle. Strength and conditioning, how does that work?
I think as you get older, it's very important you don't just go out and go for a run. You look at other things as well. One of those is particularly to make sure that you cross-train and cross-train in any way that you want to, but you also have at least a couple of sessions of strength and conditioning. Now, it could be something stretching like yoga or Pilates, or it could be your strength and conditioning, whereby I was doing things I've never done before. Lifting, we now know, is so much more important. Not particularly heavy weights, but still lifting and doing things in a slightly different way. And I've learnt that an awful lot. And I think that was possibly one of the important things that kept me going. I was very lucky. Out of the 20 people, I never really got any injuries at all.
Just tight muscles.
Tight muscles, yes.
Which is going to happen.
Yeah.
They didn't have to tape up any bits of me. And I complained on the last day. Look, you haven't put any rock tape on me at all. Can I have some rock tape? So we put two little dots of rock tape on the back of my calves, just so I looked like everyone else. Because a lot of people had a number of injuries which needed patching up. But that's possibly where the strength and conditioning came in. I really was okay.
And I think the strength conditioning, it was about making you robust. It was about, we talked about it during the sessions, is working through that fatigue status, and obviously that's paid off dividends, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I think from what you've just said, we all deserve a pat on the back because, to get to the end of 10 in 10 and not have an injury and be asking for someone to put tape on you, that's a hell of a success. And I just wanted to read out the actual times themselves, because you completed all of the marathons under 5 hours, didn't you? And surprisingly enough, your last marathon was your fastest marathon. So you did 4:46, 4:58, 4:43, if this lets me scroll. Then you did 4:41, 4:49, 4:47, 4:52, 4:48, 4:47, and then on the last day, a 4:30.
Right.
So I went in there, and on the recce, I did a 4:59.
Yeah.
With little background coaching beforehand. And I thought, well, actually, first of all, I want to complete them. That's the first thing. The second thing is, can I do them all under 5? And of course, I did the first one, and I thought, no problem, easy. And then the second one, which is always the hardest of the marathons, I struggled a lot. But I did get in there at 4:52. And the third one, I suddenly started feeling a bit easier, but I needed quite a lot of concentration to say, right, I need to get in under 5. I need to get in under 5.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things which pushed me, particularly in the second half, when your legs are starting to go, and mentally it can be sometimes quite a struggle. But getting in under 5, getting in under 5, getting under 5. And when you get to your last one, well, you're feeling great, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're feeling good. And virtually everyone did a really quick last.
Wow.
It's impressive, isn't it?
I say it's the
to
same
have
way
that still in your legs.
When I do hill reps, if I get to the end one, I'm like, let's go for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
How did you stay mentally locked in, though? So throughout those, it obviously got harder but easier as well at the same time. How did you then, if it come through a difficult period, how did you lock into a mental state?
Am I ever going to come back and do this again? Mentally, am I ever going to come back? No, I'm not going to come back. This is a one-off. I've got to get this done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come back and do it again. I've made that mistake before with other things, and I'll happily talk about that. But I think when you say, look, this is the one-off, and I've got to do it. and I will do it, and I push, and when it hurts, I'll push again.
Amazing.
And if it hurts more, I'll still push.
Yeah.
And getting into a routine every day should be very similar to the day before, and then mentally you can tick off those boxes. You break down the course into 10k blocks, and you know this is the horrible bit because we're beside the road and it's undulating, and I know that I've got to get to that next box. We can talk about nutrition in a minute, but I've got to get to the next box because I know at the next box I've got a drink, I've got something to eat. I can then eat that and then go to the next one. Yeah. So breaking it down into those blocks so that you can mentally say, right, let's go, let's get to the next block.
So it's mentally achievable then, isn't
yes.
it? Better, yeah, absolutely.
I think leaning into that though, we sat down with a lady called Claire, podcast coming up shortly, and she said in a similar way but different to when you said, am I going to come back here again? And she was in the tent and she'd been there for a few hours, and it was a realization of, what am I doing? I'm in the tent. I'm here once, so I've got to go out and do this. And then she stormed on, and she was very successful from doing that. And asking herself that question, this is the one shot. I'm here. Let's get on with it.
I did Comrades in 2022, and I had a really good run. Comrades is a run in South Africa. It's 85, 90k. It's a huge thing. It's their London Marathon. And I did it in 2022, and I thought, let's go and do what's called the back-to-back, which means you do two of them in successive years, and you get a special medal. Wow! To add to the other ones, a special medal to say you've done the back-to-back. So I went back in 23 and did the Comrades again, and it was absolute disaster. I struggled so badly. Mentally, I wasn't quite where I should be because I've already done it. Nutrition didn't quite tick the box, and I know that if I go back and do something again like that, it won't be the same.
No.
So I was kept on saying the whole doing the 10 and 10. This is my one-off. I'm not going to come back and do it again. I've got to do it. I've got to nail it now. I've got to use that to push me on.
Yeah.
Cool. I reckon I want to talk about mistakes then, pointing into that. So, mistakes that you've made. Did you make any mistakes during this event? And what mistakes have you made in the past during your marathons that you went, wow, I shouldn't have done that?
You make loads of mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have a routine that I try and keep to. And what I didn't realise, that routine didn't always work. I occasionally got to a box and I had my nutrition there. And I thought, I don't want it. I can't stand another bit of flapjack. Yeah. I can't stand whatever it is I've left in there. And I've got to have something else. So I carried spare stuff just in case. And for some very, very bizarre reason, I like a pain au chocolat after 5 or 10k. And so I had that for the first 3. I couldn't stand them. And so I brought them all home because if I put them in the box, I wasn't ever going to eat them. And you think, okay, so I'm going to need to think, right, that one doesn't work anymore. What else am I going to use instead? And so you then think through changes. You're running along and thinking, okay, everything's going well. And you suddenly feel a hot spot somewhere. And think, hang on, do I just carry on and sort it out at the end? No, you've got to sort it out there and then. It might be something ever so trivial, like a bit of gravel in your shoe, for example. But you need to stop, reassess, and say, right, let's get this. Let's take my shoe off. Let's clean out the inside of my shoe, and then carry on again.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway from that is you never stop learning. It doesn't matter what you do, whether it's sport, life, you never stop learning. You've done 130, did you say?
Yeah.
And you're still learning. Are you still learning now?
Well, when I do multi-day marathons, I talk to the chap next door to me and say, how many marathons have you done? Oh, only 500. Or only 1,000. And you just talk to them and find out what's worked for them, what's changed with them over the years. There are always people you can learn from. Yeah, and although you have to adapt what you do to what suits you, keep on learning, keep on changing.
Yeah,
love it.
That's amazing. Was there one of the 10 days that stood out for you, or was there a challenging day that you thought,
The second day.
second day?
Always the second day. You've done one, right, fantastic. Let's go again the second day.
I said that's the hardest day. Yeah.
It's always the hard day. I mean, any multi-day challenge, the second day is always, for me, some people say it's the third day, but for me, the second day is always very challenging because you've got to get going. And I set that goal of 5 hours. And when you get to the halfway point and you realise it's 2 hours 30, wow, I've got to be on the ball to get round and finish it under 5 hours.
Yeah.
And got to keep pushing. And I know that the second half is more undulating than the first half.
Yeah.
Is there any time, Dave, during this event specifically that you went, I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to almost pull out of it. Is there any?
No.
Never.
No.
Never crossed your mind.
Never.
Wow.
No.
And why did that happen? And why did you?
Because this is the only time I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm so determined.
Again,
I'm so determined that I'm going to get this done. When I went there, I knew that if things went okay, I would complete it.
Yeah.
I was that determined from day one. Yes, I was the oldest. I was the oldest by 15 years or so. But I've probably done more marathons than anyone else. And I had my routines. And I keep to my routines because that's what works for me.
Quality.
Yeah. Did you have any support of you? Any family, friends?
My wife came up
Yeah.
for the last weekend, but she's not a great supporter of me, simply because all your friends only talk about running.
Very true.
She's not a running herself.
No.
I
didn't have that many supporters, to be honest.
But I mean, the group that you were with, you supported each other, right?
Without a doubt. And you get to know their supporters and they get to know you.
And to be fair, 10 days is a long time to get someone to commit to come and support you, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. But if you live locally,
Yeah.
then your supporters come out. And so, yes, you get to know all their supporters and they get to know you and you have a nice conversation as you're going round.
Yeah.
I think that takes on to, we mentioned nutrition quite a lot, Dave. So take us through kind of, are we talking nutrition as in daily nutrition or race nutrition?
So breakfast is really important. You've got to eat loads of carbs at breakfast. You've got to drink plenty at breakfast. So
give me the breakfast.
Break that down,
What we having? What we having for breakfast?
Okay, 2 glasses of orange juice. I know this is a bit sad. Sorry, bran flakes.
Bran flakes.
What works? What works?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
what works? What works?
It works for you.
Bran flakes with loads of sultanas, croissant, pain au chocolat, coffee, yogurt with fruit in it.
Just breakfast.
That's breakfast every day, and that's what I had every single day.
So you didn't change that at all?
Absolutely,
Okay,
no.
great.
Every single day I had that.
Brilliant.
So that's my breakfast, and then an hour, half an hour beforehand, I have 750 mils of electrolyte drink.
Any particular brand?
Precision
That
hydration.
was your go-to, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Which
it works for me.
pH do you take?
Sorry?
Which version of it? pH
1500.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, the stronger one.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm a sweaty person.
So that's then race started,
Yes.
and you talked about you did have the pain au chocolat, so many miles in.
So there are 7 feed zones.
7 feed
And a
zones.
feed zone is basically a big box where you can put anything you want to into it. And then they will put that at a particular place. So when you get to that feed zone, you can then help yourself from that box.
Yeah.
So you don't need to carry water, for example, with you.
That could be a big saviour, can't it?
Absolutely. Some people, carried Camelback. Some people carried jackets with water in it. I felt I didn't need to because I could always stop at these feed zones and get whatever I wanted to.
Nice.
So so there's a 500 ml bottle of water there for you. You can either drink some of it and leave it there, or take it with you and put it into the next box when you get to that.
Did you eat all 7 of them?
Sorry?
Did you eat at all 7 feed zones?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Always, every feed zone. And often, I try and eat every 30 minutes something. Now, whether it's a gel, although I don't really use gels, to be honest, I use Precision Hydration sort of chewy tablets, which are quite nice, or anything basically that jelly babies, for example, have a collection of those in your back pocket just in case.
Yes.
Did you strategically put anything at different stations where you go, I'm going to look forward to that? That's what I did during Ironman.
Yes.
I go, right, I don't know, on the second lap of the bike, I want to look forward to having that. So did you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
5th box,
What?
orange juice.
So
A
simple.
little 500ml bottle of orange juice, which I drink when they all think was completely bizarre. I mean, who in their right mind has orange juice? But it works for me.
Is it? And you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Nice.
Yeah. That is. It's that unique, independent thing to you. What
Yeah.
what it is.
Absolutely. I mean, with 10k to go, I always have my caffeine gel.
For the sprint finish.
Yeah, my sprint finish, absolutely.
Prime it.
Yeah, and so the 10k to go is you run through the centre of Bowness.
Okay.
So you run on the sort of where everyone is standing and looking out.
Well, you want to look strong for that, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And I know once I've gone through Bowness, I then have my my caffeine gel. That's my only gel I have. And then I know I've got to run now 10k, hour 5, and I'm home.
Cool.
I guess the important. I mean, I from research that I've seen, caffeine of that quantity will stick in your system for around 2 hours of your exercising. So if you're saying there's an hour there, you're also potentially, without realizing it, preparing yourself for the recovery section. Because if you get into that recovery section wiped, you're not going to recover as well, are you?
So how much does it work mentally? I think a lot of it is mental.
I do.
Yeah.
And I think every time, right, I've had my caffeine gel, I now can go, I've got 10k to go.
Yeah.
And whether it works physically or not, mentally, it just always ticks the box.
It's a
for me.
massive tick in the box.
I popped 3 of them at the last stop on my first ultra because I was like, I'm just going to do it because I had them left over.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, are you sure? And I was like, but it's up here, isn't it?
It is.
Because I took
Absolutely.
3, I went off like a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
And caffeine doesn't actually hit your system for about 25 to 30 minutes. It's like I had a coffee before I went out this morning, and I went, I can go now.
Mad, isn't it?
It didn't kick in till halfway round.
Crazy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the race finished. Okay, rest, the event, and then dinner time. Talk us through
Hang
that.
on, look, I've come over the line. What do
yeah,
I
yeah.
do
Oh,
over the
you
line?
did. Oh, before we went straight to massage.
No.
No. Food straight
Nutrition.
away.
Nutrition
Eat.
and spin down. I sit there on the bike,
Eating.
and drinking.
Quality.
Now,
What?
some of my colleagues, they have chicken nuggets. I could stand that personally. I always have rice pudding.
Nice.
Homemade rice pudding,
Sorry?
not homemade rice pudding. Proper rice pudding.
Muller rice.
Oh,
A Muller rice is very nice, thank you very much. And chocolate milk.
Oh, yeah, chocolate milk's your thing, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yazoo, not Yazoo.
Yeah. No.
Yazoo, no, I
No.
like Yazoo. Oh, Yazoo, strawberry milkshake, nice.
So that's the first thing I have, okay? And then I go for my activations and stretches, things like that. And while I'm having the massage, I then have alcohol-free beer, crisps, hula hoops,
Nice.
salt, basically, into the system.
Yeah.
And, again, they provide all that stuff. So you've got plenty of alcohol-free beer to have if that's ticks your box for you.
Yeah.
We need to sign up for this event.
Do you know how many calories roughly you're burning per day?
It's about 4,000.
4,000. And do you have any idea of the intake?
It's not quite near 4,000.
No.
Well, it won't be near 4,000 during the event.
No.
Curry night it probably was.
Well, afterwards.
That breakfast sounded like about 1,000.
Afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
have
sure.
12.
You're probably around 5, maybe after with pre and post. So
And to be honest, most people put weight on.
during the event,
Yes.
were you weighing people weighing themselves?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that part of the physio process, or?
Well, only because that's
People
what
eat.
often happens. Because you need to. People feel you need to eat and drink a lot, and we do. And it is amazing how many people do put weight on rather than you think you'd lose lots of weight, but you don't.
I imagine there'd be probably a good amount of that. Well, maybe not all of it, but some of it would be water weight as well, because you are getting a heck of a lot of fluid in, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fascinating. Okay, so then dinner. You asked for dinner.
Dinner.
So curry night was a favourite night.
It was.
And was it like help yourself? Was it they brought
Oh,
it
yeah,
to you?
totally. Help yourself and go back and have more.
What was the most portions you went at for one night?
Only 3 puddings.
Yeah, only 3 puddings.
Because, you just need to have those calories, don't you? And you do feel hungry. Not so much in the later part, but in the first part, yes, you do need to get those in, and you need to be in credit.
Yeah. You talked about when you got to that station and you just, maybe it wasn't on this event itself, but you just couldn't stomach that flapjack, or you just didn't want that thing. Yeah. When you got to the evening, was there a particular evening, or was it every evening that you were just like, I'm starving, I'm just going to get this in me now, and you're just shoveling it in? Or was it, yeah, this is nice? Because I know...
I say just, this was nice.
Yeah.
And you ate your plate of food and thought, oh, well, that was a bit small.
A bit more room, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and do it again then.
Yeah. And you can, can't you?
Yeah,
You've
absolutely.
got full permission to do it again.
Full permission to go and have as many as you like.
There ain't many times you can do that, is there?
No, definitely not. How did you prepare for the weather then, Dave? Gone off subject a little bit, but think about the weather.
So
how did you train for that?
So lucky.
Yeah.
Lake District. It's going to rain, isn't it?
Well, supposed to.
It didn't.
Not one day.
10
Not
days.
one day. We had a slight drizzle a couple of days, but nothing significant. It was really cold first thing. So it was, 3 or 4 degrees sometimes setting off. So I was ran with some arms and a jacket. And of course, once you got to 10K, you're boiling.
Yeah.
And there are lots of people on the course that you can give these things to. I even had gloves sometimes because it just got quite cold at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it never got above 20, which we were very lucky about. We didn't need that much sun cream in the end. But generally speaking, it was really good running weather.
Sounds like ideal.
Ideal. And they have had days when it's just bucketed down with rain all day, and that's just a misery coming over the line, and all you want to do is to get dry somewhere.
And I think that can be a big saviour on your feet, because I know from personal experience, if it rains, rain, dry, your feet are going to be taxed pretty heavily, blisters, toenails, etc. So
blisters are the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how you get 20 people and you get 5 people who will get blisters. And they can be people who always get blisters. Why some people get blisters and some people don't, we don't really understand it. We even have a podiatrist who says, I don't tend to get blisters, but he got lots of blisters. And it's treating those so that you can go the next day. How much do you protect your feet? Foot care for someone like me is absolutely essential. So every day, clean socks, new shoes, or shoes that you haven't worn the day before. Making sure that when you finish in the evening, if you've got any hot spots, you identify them, making sure that you put cream into your feet so they're not drying out and cracking. Again, that foot care is absolutely essential. And I think something that people forget an awful lot about.
Yeah, it's very easily done.
Once your foot is sore and you're going on it again the next day and the day after and the day after, it can be really, really hard work.
And I think it's a shame if that's the reason that someone doesn't complete something.
Oh, yes.
Because physically they're probably there, but the feet, it can really stop people.
Yes. Yeah.
The
people who pulled out really weren't foot problems. It was more mechanical, knees, calves, hips type problem.
Yeah. Just touching on then, you talked about 2 different pairs of shoes. So I've just generated a kit list for my big event. I want to hear about your kit list. So you said 2 pairs of shoes. I know you do also wear the knee support sometimes as well. What was the kit list like for taking it down there?
The kit list is entirely up to you, obviously. I bought 5 pairs of shoes down.
Yeah.
5 pairs because I had 3 pairs I wanted to rotate through. And I wanted a quick pair for the last day, of course.
So but again, mentally, that probably helped.
Oh, yeah. I did run in carbons just for the last day because I had them with me and I ummed a lot whether it was the right thing to do for the last day, but felt, no, I'll go for it. So I did wear them. Otherwise, I have super cushioning shoes because I'm not, I'm more of a heel runner, particularly when I'm getting tired. So cushioning is really important for me. And if you're using any of the shoes which have lots and lots of cushioning, some of the more modern ones, then you need to give them at least 24 hours to recover from.
Yeah, I suppose the weather again. Go back to that. You'd obviously need a couple of pairs just in case it did rain
Yes.
as well. So you have to
So you
rotate
can
through
dry
those,
them out.
wouldn't you? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing they do is they will wash all your kit for you every day.
Right, it sounds like an absolute cracking event. It sounds like they really looked after you. So it's something that I want to look into, Alex. You can do that.
We'll do that together.
Yeah. So, Dave, show us some of your stuff that you've brought with you. Obviously, we've seen your medals. We've heard the medals, if you're listening.
Yeah.
So
One of the things which we do is during the week, you run past a school.
yeah, saw a photo of that.
All the children get out and they give you high fives as you run along. So this is day 5, and that was designed by some of the children at the school.
Right.
Nice.
So that's your day 5 medal.
Yeah.
These medals all go together. Show the camera. So you can put them all together.
Yeah.
And that shows the area that you're going through.
Yeah.
So you've got
Oh, so
one
it's almost like
bonus.
like a puzzle then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So they all go
That's
together.
quality.
And then, of course,
Are these going to be framed, Dave? You're going to put this in a frame?
Yeah.
That's
and then on your last day, you get given the 10 and 10.
262 miles. Wow. Amazing.
In the evening, you get presented. Where is it gone?
This is on the last day.
Yeah.
Yep.
That.
And we were very lucky. We had someone called Jasmin Paris. I don't know if you've heard of Jasmin Paris. So Jasmin Paris is the only woman to have completed the Barkley Marathons. Have you heard of the Barkley Marathon?
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's worth looking up. All about the Barkley Marathon.
And she was there.
She's won the winter spine race and all sorts of things. So she's a multi award winning runner.
Yeah.
Very
Very experienced.
very low key, and
Yeah.
was a great person to have.
And there was a T-shirt as well, wasn't there?
So we all get given 3 T-shirts,
Yeah.
and they like us to wear the T-shirts.
Yeah.
So then you're recognised
Yeah.
running
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bright as well.
It
so you
is,
get seen.
and that's great, isn't it?
I'm very interested to see the race number, Dave, and I'm very intrigued to know whether this is the same race number you wear every
Every
single
day.
Did that survive the whole 10
I
days?
wore that
Quality.
Yeah,
again.
lucky 13.
It's in my head. It's in my head. So I decided that I would wear the same race number every single day.
Amazing.
I rotated the T-shirts.
Is that blood on there, Dave? Or
No, that's rust.
right, so
You said you made the decision. Did everyone else swap every day?
Sorry.
Did everyone else swap each day?
So you had 3 numbers
Yeah.
and 3 T-shirts.
Okay. But you
So
wore
I
the same
rotated my T-shirts, but I had the same number on each day.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
it survived.
Yeah.
Pretty well intact, actually, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah, it's not bad.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, honestly. High quality, absolute
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
So I suppose, what's next for Dave then? What's next for Dave? What's he got planned? Anything?
He did say.
But I think it's really important when you build up something over 6 months to something huge,
Yeah.
and then you're successful, is you come down, but then you look ahead and have something in the future to look to. So yes, I'm going to carry on doing my multi-marathons. Perhaps I might try some triathlons. You never know.
Oh, there we go.
We're in.
Oh, brilliant. Dave, it's been so great listening to you, and we really appreciate it. Some quick fire questions, Darren. So,
Yeah.
what was the best bit of nutrition that you took that week?
I suppose it's the caffeine gel,
Yeah,
because that always got me home.
that's good.
And I knew when I got to Bowness and took that, I was home.
Highlight of the week. Just one highlight. Pick the best moment.
I think it was obviously doing the last one. When you finish in front of Brathay Hall. There is a big sign that says this is the finishing line, and it looks all the way down Lake Windermere. So it's a fantastic view that you get there, and you have to run up quite a steep hill to get to the house, and then you get over the house, And as you breach in the top of the hill, you can then see the finishing line, and you just run down. And of course, that's when everyone starts turning around. Everyone cheers as you come over the finishing line. So yes, I think day 10 finish.
That's the moment.
Yes.
Right.
Now, we know we've said about multiple lessons learned from 130 marathons, but if you could pick one lesson that you've learned from your marathons, what would that be?
Stick to a routine.
Yeah, you've touched on that throughout the night.
Yeah, stick to a routine that works for you. Stick to that, but also just think sometimes that routine has to subtly change.
Sure.
And you might want something slightly different, but stick to a routine that works for you.
I think that's an important key about the adaptability of a routine. You know, you said about changing the pan au chocolat after 3 days. You never would have thought that was going to be the case.
No,
It's
not
always,
at all.
It's always worked.
It's always worked for me. Even after 7 days, it's worked.
Yeah.
But I just suddenly I thought, no.
Yeah.
Quality day. I'm stoked for him. I really am. I'm super chuffed. We've gone through this journey with Dave. Super proud of him.
Yeah.
You're super proud of being his coach. And I'm proud that you've been part of SPC for the journey as well. So yeah, Dave, amazing. What a journey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank you,
mate.
David. Cheers.
See you there doing it.
Excellent. Nice.
When you two do it, I'll be there supporting you on day
Probably do it.
10.
You can coach us.
No, I'll be there on day 10 saying, come over the line.
Yeah, we were gutted because we were supposed to come along, but we had to run Hereford, didn't we? So just unfortunate how it fell. But because you can enter the day 10.
The last day is the Windermere Marathon.
Yeah.
So they actually have 60 people doing it.
Yeah.
We go off at the beginning, and then half an hour later, that's when the massive run.
Fresh leg masses.
Yeah.
Overtake you, basically.
Yeah.
Waving at you.
Mate. Amazing. Dave, thank you, mate.
Thank you so much.
Well
Cheers,
done.
David.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Darren, what a bloody journey. 10 marathons, 10 days, 262 miles.
And it just sounds like he's not finished yet, doesn't it? You know,
cruising.
that's one hell of a challenge. I mean, one marathon's a challenge, 5K's a challenge,
Yeah.
262 miles over 10 days. You know, you plot that on a map.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you what though, let's pull it apart and break it down, because David talked quite heavily about routine.
Yep.
He talked about doing things that you know work for you.
Yep.
He talked about not racing off and chasing other people, having your own little goals, and basically just getting in a rhythm, really.
Yep.
And I really like when he tapped into saying, I'm never going to do this again, so this is my chance to do it. And it's that mindset. When he said he went back and did that South Africa run, because he'd already done it, there was less motivation to do it.
yeah.
And it's that one opportunity. So
Yeah,
if you
absolutely,
train hard for something, put it all on the line.
Yeah, we've talked about it a few times. I mean, mindset is a massive, massive tool, isn't it? And it sounds like Dave tapped into that big time. But he also talked about accountability and structure.
Yeah.
And that's why, obviously, he employed us as coaches, or you as a coach, and SPC is kind of backing of that, to give him that accountability and structure. It just shows how massive, important it is, and it worked.
And even someone that had already run 120 marathons decided that he needed to bring a coach on board to take him to that 130, to complete the 10 and 10, to become the multi-day marathon runner that he is, because he wanted someone to say, don't push yourself too far.
Yep.
I fear him and myself before I got coaching, you get to a point where you put too much training in, because we always think more is better. But what we did with Dave is we had to put him back, because very early on, we talked about that in the podcast, we were both concerned, and even he was concerned that he was going to just keep biking, because he was massively on cycling on his graph, 80%, 10% running, 5% swimming, 5% strength and conditioning. We had to dial that back round to bring it to around 40% of running, because cycling, because he wasn't doing a cycling event, he was doing a running event.
Yeah.
So he's got to run, isn't he?
Yeah. He just kind of enjoys cycling, and he's got a big social circle.
Yeah,
in
which
the cycling
is
community.
critical as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it was good cross training for him, but it's how much time he was putting into that.
Yeah.
And Dave's got a lot of time on his hands. He said that during the podcast, but it was again being accountable to you as the coach, where you had to bring him back and say, Dave, this is the important things. This is what we need to concentrate on. And he nailed it. It worked.
Yeah.
100%.
I wonder if that curry was from a pub or whether it was from the organisation, because it sounded good.
To have that during a race.
No, it was at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, but during
dinner.
But not. Yeah, at night, you still got a couple of marathons to go.
Get out the next one, you'll be all right.
No, God, no. I couldn't do that.
No.
Not a chance.
And I think the adaptability conversation was critical for people to hear that he talked about structure, but there are areas and times that the goalposts move, and you've got to compose yourself.
Yeah, we're chameleons. We have to adapt. If you don't adapt, you're not going to learn anything. We have to learn. We have to learn off other people. That's important. Learn off each other. But yeah, he's learned a lot from us and you as a coach. So even though he's that experienced in that kind of marathon, environment, he still learned lessons from us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah, quality.
Yeah. Guys, we really hope you enjoyed that episode. We love sitting here with David. Even though we know David, we've just coached David for 6 months. To sit here and hear that story was just absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do like, please do share, and please comment as well, because it really helps us grow. And also, don't forget that at Smart Performance Coaching, you don't have to be doing 10 marathons in 10 days. We can take anyone from a couch to 5K to a 10K to a multi-day event as well.
Yes, if you want to join the Smart Performance Coaching team, whether that's coaching, whether that's training plans, we have over 500 training plans available, which you can use yourselves, or you can join us and we will coach you through whatever journey that you have.
And don't forget, let's be smarter than yesterday.